And back here in the Northland, a Superior boy accused of shooting at Douglas County deputies last year is set to appear in court today.
The boy, who was 13 years old at the time of the incident, will be tried as an adult. Northern News Now's Hannah Morgan joins us this morning live in studio with what we can expect in court today, Hannah.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So we will be at the arraignment later this morning to get the latest updates for the case, but here's what we know about the case so far. So you'll remember in May, now 14-year-old Carsen Peterson was having a violent meltdown at his grandmother's home off Highway 35 in the town of Superior. And according to officials, responding officers spoke briefly with Peterson before he went back in the house, came out with a rifle, and allegedly started shooting at officers. He was eventually taken into custody with no one getting hurt, and officers never returning fire. In October, a judge ruled Peterson's case will be tried in adult court, and this morning, Peterson will appear in court for his arraignment. And this is the first step in the proceeding where the defendant is read the charges against them and enter a plea. We will be at the hearing later this morning, so stay with us online and on air for any updates. Reporting live in studio, I'm Hannah Morgan, Northern News Now.